weeks ago, I was asking Coach, it's kind of a weird situation for you where, last year you were at Arizona, you beat West Virginia and then tournament, and now you're at West Virginia. Does it feel weird for you, and what's the transition been like for you coming here?
Yeah, so over the summer I thought about that question too. I was like, is it gonna be weird when I get here? But honestly, the transition has been real smooth. It's been good for me. I think a large reason for that is just my teammates. They've made me feel welcome. It just feels like, honestly, like I've been here for all 4 years, so it's a good transition.
No dirty looks or anything?
No. I mean, jokes are made, but yeah.
What do you like about this team? You've been on a different teams, different programs. What do you like about it?
I would say, I think a lot of people talk about family, and a lot of people just talk about their team atmosphere is just a family atmosphere. But I think I can honestly say out of all the teams I've been on, this is the most family atmosphere. There's no drama in the locker room. There's nothing, and I think that plays a big role in how I play on the court as well. Knowing I can come to practice and not have to worry about any drama in the locker room or anything like that. So.
Tavvy, Coach was saying that he had come to you and said, hey, I saw what you had done at TCU, and I kind of need that from you. Can you just kind of talk about that process? And, coming here last year, new experience, and so there's probably some growing things there. But just your approach going into this year.
Yeah, so my approach coming into this year after having that talk with Coach was just okay, I can still play like that Tavvy at TCU. It's just he's really big on BU but align with us, so I think taking all aspects of my game and not shutting off one side just to fill a role. He wants me to play my whole complete game, and I think that's what I took into this past off season, really working on my game and then making sure I'm doing what he needs me to do on and off the court. So I think we had a really great conversation.
So what expectations for yourself? What do you see this year?
Well, I want to continue making the right plays on the court for my team, and then I think just being a little bit more aggressive, and then on the defensive side, getting more rebounds, more stops, and then just being a more vocal communicator on the defensive end, because when we're playing zone, you need that middle person to be the eyes of the team. So I think taking on that role is going to help me really just improve my overall game as well.
I was going to say rebounding. He
Yeah.
probably talked to you a lot about.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
For both of you, what do you think the best attribute of this team is right now? Both of you.
You want to take this
Yeah,
one
take it
first?
first. What do you think?
The best attribute?
What do you do best? What do you think you do best as a team?
Oh, I definitely think we defend people well. I think that's going to be our identity is our defense. I think we're a little undersized, so we have to turn people over to create offense. So I think definitely our defense.
Agree with that, Tavvy?
Yeah, I agree with that. I also want to add, I think our resilience. I think we all, when we get down on ourselves, we always come back and we have a good practice the next day or something like that. So I think we have a very strong will as well.
Tavvy, do you feel like your feet are finally on the ground now here at West Virginia? I mean, you're kind of a whirlwind. You transfer schools, and then you're, I guess, basically on the bus coming home, and you find out you're going to be having a new coach, that kind of thing from the last game. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind. We was definitely on Twitter, just reading comments, quote tweets, all that for sure. Coming back from the bus, but then I do feel like I really made a home here last year, and then coming into this year, just a smooth transition, just continuing on where what I know about West Virginia. My family came up here, I think last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and they got to see how I'm living out here. So it's been since I really put my feet in the ground, like you said, it's been a great time here.
When you're going through that, coming home after your tournament loss to her, were you thinking, am I going to have to go someplace else? What am I going to do? Is my career over? Was all that going through your mind a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. It was at first, but then I just thought I'm already here. I like the people here. I like the community, the fans here. So I was like, I'm gonna just stick with it because going somewhere else, you have to start over again, and I really didn't want to start all over again. So this is just, I like it here. So why not keep it going?
Well, you guys have moved from different schools and so forth. That's pretty tough, right? Getting to know your new teammates and getting to feel comfortable. And that's a talk about that challenge, both of you.
Yeah, I would say I'm more of a introvert at first, but like I would say definitely, like you said, I've been to a couple teams before, but this was the fastest I've opened up to a team. So I think that's really good for me, just how it tells me how the season's gonna go for me and all that. So
Comfort.
yeah,
That sounds like that's a big
mm-hmm.
deal for you, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. You, Tavvy?
I think for me, I think coming into the team last year is we kind of have our same kind of core, and so it was just like a couple jokes here and there, and then like we're all laughing, giggling. It takes like one good team event or team outing, and like we all trust each other and we're like having a good time with each other. So I think it didn't take long to adjust to the new teammates from last year, and then even coming into this year, like we have a stronger bond now because of what happened after the NCAA tournament. So like we just have a common understanding with each other, and then we trust each other enough.
There's probably a reluctance to speak up, right? If you see something, it's like, I don't know how they're going to take this, right? Is that the way it was for both of you? Particularly in the beginning, until you get to know everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I've learned everyone, how I can approach them and say it, like certain things, and know that it's coming off the right way towards them. So.
I mean, to have a good team, it has to be honest and real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys getting to that point, you think?
Yeah, and I credit our sports site, Kayla. She definitely does team bonding events and where we learn each other's communication styles, and I feel like we're growing in that area too. So.
Kind of along those lines, new coach coming in brings in a bunch of new players. Some players coming back from last year, like yourself. What kind of things did Coach and his assistants do to kind of help this team gel, get to know each other? I'm guessing you guys probably did some things over the summer and obviously doing workouts and stuff. I mean, he's got to do stuff to help you guys get to know each other, right? I mean,
and so we did a lot of, we actually did whitewater rafting as a team event. Not one of my favorite things because I fell off like twice, but stuff like that outside of basketball, he's definitely wanted us when we were like not in off season, he was definitely like show you guys what's outside of basketball. Make sure you guys are not just always focused on basketball. There's stuff to do outside. So I think that gelled a lot. We went to his house, had team dinners at his house a lot, and that was just a good moment to see the coaches, play ping pong with them, be in his pool and stuff like that. So just like when we're stuff outside the court, I think that's where we really gelled the most, and that's where he got us to really feel like a family. And
yeah, I was going to say, it's not just a matter of getting to know new teammates, it's getting to know new coaches too, right? I mean, does that add anything to the off season or?
Yes, it does actually, because we got to see Coach Grayson's personality, JC, how he is, Coach Kellogg's skills in different sports, and Coach Grant, her personality as well. So you got to just see how well them as a coaching staff are gelling together as well, because it's not just us as players, they're a new staff too.
So you probably heads up on that because you knew your coaches a little bit. Yeah.
And then Coach Grayson at OSU, and then Coach Grant from Arizona. So I think, and you said earlier, comfort is a big thing for me. So I just feel like super comfortable here, and I think that's what's also helping gel us together as well.
Well, I was going to ask, I mean, you obviously played a bulk of your career in the Big 12 at Oklahoma State. Moving out to Arizona for the year, so when you make the decision, you know, hey, was getting a Big 12 school important to you? Did that come into play at all in making your decision, or?
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously Big 12. I'm from Oklahoma, so
right.
Most of our games we would play are close in that area. You know, Arizona was hard for my family to get to come to see me, so I think it'll be easier. So that did kind of play a big reason. And then I know the play in Big 12, and this is my last year. I wanted to make the best of it, so I knew how big the Big 12 style of play. So I think that played a big reason.
What was the year at Arizona like for you, though?
Yeah, so it was very different. I think it wasn't my best year, but it actually matured me, I think. I think we all have to go through some type of adversity. So I think I don't regret it at all. It was something I needed, and so I think it was good for me.
Yeah.
Both of you guys, you on East Coast time, or you keep on Central time, or you guys adjusted all that, moving east?
No, yeah, I have. I remember talking about it with Kai one day. I was like, time goes by so fast out here. It's crazy. But yeah, I've adjusted to the East Coast time.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Means TV shows are a little bit earlier or later, actually. Yeah.
Lauren, you had said earlier you thought identity of the team would be defense. Coach Kellogg was saying that's something you bring to the table. What makes you tick on that end, and I guess what do you bring to this team defensively?
Yeah, I think defense is always how I've started to build off my offense. So I just use defense. Like, when I go into games to get myself going, I'm like, okay, let's get a stop, get a steal. That's how I get my offense going. So, and I think also defense just creates a lot of energy. And I think we're a team that needs to play with energy to be successful. So that's a big key.
What's it like playing with JJ?
It's really, honestly, it's so much better playing with her than against her. Because I remember when I was at OSU, I played a couple of games against her, and she was just so quick. But I think we're going to cause a lot of chaos on the defensive end just because of how quick she is. And just our, like, blue press, it's crazy watching us. And we had a few scrimmages and watching us in practice together. So
Coach is bringing in full court press, and obviously what it might look like early in the year, it could be different later in the year. But just, you know, have you guys played in a full court press before? What's it like, you know, playing in that kind of system, and what's it been looking like so far?
I would say I think it's looking really good. At Arizona, we play full court press, so I'm kind of used to it. But I think the difference here is we press and then go into a zone. And, like, a lot of people think zone is, like, a little soft, like, but this zone, no, not at all. I think we get a lot of steals out of the zone, so I think it's going to be good for us this year.
Tavvy, you in the back of the press?
Yeah, I'm in the back of the press just chilling. I watch them get the steal. Tell them, somebody's back. Yeah, last line of defense. Yeah.
You can catch a rest.
Catch a break.
The rim if you have to.
Right.
Guys,
You got to guard against the baseball pass, the long
Right.
pass.
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Coach Kellogg talked about running the table at ping pong, smoking yams and pickleball. How angry were you when he made the half-court shot in one try the other day?
I was surprised, honestly.
Me too. I think I was more mad about how he was pushing us around. Like, after he was moving us so easy.
So bad, yeah. You guys got to figure out something he's not good at.
Yeah.
Probably rapping.
They didn't ask him to freestyle.
Yeah, you gotta figure out something he's not good at.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren, Coach said that good things have happened with you and Jordan on the same teams this offseason. Do you agree with that, and maybe why is the case?
So I definitely do agree with that. It's funny because me and Jordan will joke around in practice. We're like, we're not going to be on the same team today. But honestly, like, this scrimmage this past weekend, it's crazy seeing us on the court together. I think a large part of that is just our quickness on defense. We're able to get so many deflections and turn people over in the front line of the press. So I think that's a large reason.
All things considered, you know, like John was saying earlier, the way you guys kind of found out about the coaching change and everything, and I'm sure at that time you're probably not thinking a lot of good things, but you kind of fast forward to now. All things considered, has it been a pretty good, you know, better than what you would have hoped for kind of situation?
Yeah, I would say for sure it has been. I think one thing to say about that is just new experiences, being open to new people, new changes, and I didn't have to go looking for a coach. He came here, so I think that's probably God telling him, like, yeah, just sit down and relax. You might do nothing, so it's just been a blessing.
Last thing here, Lauren, do you feel like you've got, particularly in the backcourt, a lot of clones, similar type players, and how can that benefit you?
Clones, like, you mean like?
It's just similar players, athletic players, people that can pressure the ball, that, you know, up and down, play a similar style, you know, not playing around anybody.
Yeah. I think, no, I wouldn't say clones. I think we all, like, bring something different to the table, which also helps us. I think, too, a lot of us are versatile, so, like, we can play multiple positions. Like, I think that's probably the biggest thing, like, how all of us can play multiple positions on the team. So
one last thing for me. So Tuesday night, first game of the year, what will it feel like to just have it be about basketball now. You know, there's no more off-season drama, and there's no more getting to, know new things. It's just, it's a real game now. I mean, what will that mean for you guys on Tuesday?
I think it would be like, I think it would just feel great. Big weight off our shoulders. We can just focus on the game, focus on our game plan, and just have a good time with each other on the court while we're down there with the fans and just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to play somebody else other than us, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys are picked, what, I think 8th, is that right? Is that a little low?
I definitely think so, but we'll just have to prove some people wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you.